Okay, so today we're going to talk about present progressive, and in Spanish it's something that indicates a continuing action. So if we look at it in English first, it's going to be anything that's like I am writing, talking, teaching in this case, because I'm teaching you. Should be I am, you are, he is. All of these are examples of the present progressive in English. And what makes it present progressive is am and then the ing form of the verb. So you need two components when you're forming the present progressive. And those two are, like I just said, the verb to be and we have that in am, are, is, and then you're going to need the present participle. What is the present participle? The present participle is going to be anything ending in ing, so a verb ending in ing. Walking, talking, teaching, running, singing, all of those are the present participle of the verb. So then, if we look at it in Spanish, it would be the same thing, and we'll write the sentences in Spanish. So, yo estoy escribiendo. Tú estás hablando. Él está enseñando. So we have the same components in Spanish, but we're going to go over them again anyways. So the first one is going to be the verb to be. In this case it's going to be estar, because you don't always write, talk, or teach. It's not something you're doing all the time. It's something that changes, so we're going to use estar. And then over here we're going to write out the chart for the present tense conjugations of estar. So, estoy, estás, acento sobre la A, está, estamos, estáis, acento sobre la A, y están. So those are the conjugations for estar, and we should already know those. The second component is going to be ando and yendo. This is the ing form of the verb. So ando is going to be strictly for AR verbs. And then yendo is going to be for ER or IR verbs. Now, in order to conjugate with the present participle, you're going to take your verb. So we'll take hablar because it's easy. You drop the AR ending. So then you're left with the stem. So it's going to be habla. And then you would add the ando, hablando. And you would have the present participle. And then for ER and IR, it's the same thing. So escribiendo, or escribir. Drop the IR or the ER. You're left with the stem. And then add yendo. So then, to write a sentence in Spanish using the present progressive, you need to remember that you need those two things. So an example would be yo. So you're going to have two verbs. This is going to be verb 1 and then verb 2. So your first verb will always be estar. And then depending on the subject pronoun, is the conjugation that you're going to choose. So in this case, we know the yo form is going to be estoy, so yo estoy. And then your second verb, depending on what it is that the action that you are committing, and then adding the ando or yendo if it's an AR, ER, or IR, yo estoy hablando for this one. And that's it. That's the present progressive. Now, we have the same thing for the past. So we'll go ahead and switch to another paper. So we have the past progressive, and if the present progressive was indicating a continuous action, this is going to be indicating a continuous past action. So it's the same thing. The only thing that's going to change is going to be the estar, and then the endings for ando and yendo will stay the same. So in the past tense, estar is going to be estaba, estabas, estaba, estábamos, estabais, and estaban. So if we take that same sentence that we did with the present progressive, the yo estoy hablando, the only thing we would need to do to change it to the past progressive would be to keep our subject pronoun the same, keep hablando the same, and simply change the estar. So yo estaba hablando. And that's the present and past progressive.